That's fine. If not, so I'm going to share. My challenging moment as a mom was when I separated from my son Lee's dad. At that point, I met him when Monet was about 3 years old, and we were together, for years and years and years. And we were married. I had my son, and you think when you get married, this is it, right? This was going to be it. I got the husband, the kids, and this is what it was going to be. But nope, that wasn't it. And so at that time, I had to make a decision, not only what was best for me, but what was going to be best for my children, not at that moment, but also thinking about their future. Lee was young, so he may not remember a lot what was going on, but Monet was a little older. She was about 9 years old at this point. And I was living in a situation of DV. And at that point, it was either fight or flight. And for me, I did both. I fought and I flighted, if that's a word, okay? I fought and I flew. Okay, there we go. But at that time, that was what was best for my children because, and some would say, and I got like criticized for some things, and some would say, well, like, well, your son needs his father. Yes, but growing up, my son in that type of environment, what type of man would he have become? And then what would that have shown my daughter to accept as a woman? So I did the best that I could at that situation. So getting out of that situation was hard. It was challenging because it brought on so many other things, right? Mentally, am I able to do this by myself? Spiritually, well, God, why would you let me get myself in this? So now we're blaming God. We thinking, can I do it? So we're self-doubting, right? And it was a struggle, but I thank God because at the time that was my new walk as I began to walk in Christ at that time. So I was blessed that I did have friends and people that poured into me that were there for my children, but they wasn't there at night. They didn't live with me, right? They wasn't there when I was crying on that pillow. They wasn't there when I was struggling to see how now is only one income. I got to work. I had to get on public assistance at one point in time. But I thank God for that. When you're going through things, you don't think about what, right? You think about why. But I thank God for the trials, the tribulations, because I know that set me up for this, right? That set me up because now I can go and tell somebody, a single mom of two, because it was that too. Nobody's going to want you with two kids, or you're not this and you're not that. And we already know those is things that's the trick of the enemy. I'm not going to go with that because but that's a whole other podcast, right? But I'm just saying that was a challenging moment. And I can look back on that now and say, but God, because he kept me, he brought me through. And then through that, through the growing up and through all that maturing and becoming independent and just growing in God, that also helped me for when Crystal came into my life. Because then I can pour into her and I can show her that this is what I've been through, but I made it. Again, still rocky, still bumps because she has to learn now because she didn't know how to receive love in the beginning. So that was a learning process for both of us and through the family dynamic, but we here by the grace of God. So for whoever's listening, if you were like Crystal, that was a teenage person that didn't feel like you had somebody, look at her now. Jason's about to be 18 years old this year. We're prepping and planning for his high school graduation. What if she hadn't listened to that voice? And I believe that was God at that time, even though she didn't really know God at that time. Look at me. I'm an overcomer because my children are thriving. They are here. They are independent. I'm able. I didn't become bitter. I didn't become or stay broken. I'm here to still give love and show love. So this is what it's all about. So I just want to encourage somebody, a mother, to let you know that you are not alone. You are not alone.
And you
God,
are not forgotten.
and you are not forgotten. And you are important. Remember that you are important, you are valuable. And the tests and the trials, how the words say, trouble don't last always.
And you have to go through a test for a testimony.
Yeah.
And you have to endure the hard times. The word tells us no weapon formed against us will prosper. What they say, weeping may endure for a night.
But
and that's
joy.
my motto. That's my motto. If I'm going to cry tonight. But baby, when I wake up in the morning, this is the day that the Lord has made.
And I will rejoice.
And be glad in it.
Yes, Lord.
So I thank you for sharing, Crystal. I thank you guys for listening to me. So,
Monet, want to add something?
Monet, would you like to